All right, this question was submitted by Jeremiah, and it's a factoring question. So it says factor 2x squared minus 1x minus 10. Rewrite the trinomial with the x term expanded using the two factors. Then group the first two and last two terms together and find the GCF of each. Okay, so what we're trying to do is take this polynomial, which has three terms, it's a trinomial, and we're trying to break it up so that we write it in factored form as something times something, specifically a binomial times another binomial. First thing that you want to realize here is the structure of this trinomial. Think of it in standard form as ax squared plus bx plus c. And then we want to be able to identify the a value here is 2, the b value is -1, the c value is -10. And so you have to identify the a, b, and c value, make sure it's in standard form, which means our x squared term is first, and then our x is next, and our constant is last. I like to call this the AC method, or it's also called just factor by grouping. And what we do here is we're going to multiply a times c. So we're going to take, what is a times c? Well, a times c is -20 in this case. And so I like to do this, just make a little x here. I put AC on the top, and then our b value is -1. So what we want to figure out is what multiplies up to AC. So what multiplies to -20, but also at the same time, what adds to -1. So you kind of have to think about these two things. -20 is your AC value. Think about the bottom is the b value of -1. What multiplies up to -20? Think about those things. Well, -10 times 2, 2 times -10, 5 times -4, -5 times 4, which is the correct answer. So you have to do a little bit of trial and error and say, all right, the correct answer here is going to be -5 and 4. -5 times 4 is -20. -5 plus 4 is -1. So this is going to unlock our question. These two factors are going to help us expand out the problem. That's the first step. So we take our, let me write this out again. I'm going to write it out again here. 2x squared minus 1x minus 10. What we're doing is we're going to take this middle term here. Okay, as you can see in the problem, it says rewrite the x term expanded using the two factors. Well, the two factors that we are going to use are the ones that we just found here. So all we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this, and we're going to say 2x squared. Let me get this colored up. Instead of the 1x, we're going to write this as -5x, or we'll say plus -5x plus 4x. So you can see here, -5x plus 4x is the same thing as -1x, right? It's the same thing. But this is critical to this process of factoring here for the next step, right? We still have to bring down the -10 here. So let me bring down the -10. This thing ain't working. There we go. -10. Right? Then group the first two and the last two terms together. All right. So we're going to now, this is the grouping part, the first two terms. I'm going to group the last two terms. So we took that trinomial with three terms. Now we changed it into 4 terms. And we took the first two and last two, and now we just put parentheses around it. Okay. The next step is to look at each specific group here and factor out the greatest common factor. Okay. So now we're going to look at each group. First, look at group 1, and you ask yourself the question, from that one group, what is in common just with that one group? What can I pull out? 2x squared plus -5x. The only thing it has in common is an x. So what I'm going to do, it's almost like you're going to divide out that x. I'm going to take out the x, and I'm going to rewrite the group. So here's my group. And what's left over as I rewrite this group? Well, 2x squared becomes 2x. negative 5x becomes just negative 5. So I have 2x plus negative 5 here, or 2x minus 5, one of those two. Then we look to group number 2, and we say, all right, what about this right here? That group, what does it have in common? Well, I can pull out a 2 there. So I can pull out or just divide out a 2. So I'm going to say plus. I'm going to pull out that 2 here. And what's left over in this group when I pull over the 2? Well, this now becomes 2x plus a negative 5. Or you could just put 2x minus 5, same thing. Now, if you did this process correct, then these two things are always going to be the same thing. So our final answer is you're going to take these two greatest common factors. That's going to be your first factor, x plus 2. And your second factor will be the common one, which is 2x. I'm just going to write it as minus 5. So x plus 2 times 2x minus 5. That's our final answer right there. If you want to check this, you could multiply this out. Now we have two binomials. If you multiply it out, you FOIL it, or you can just use the term distribute it out, multiply it out. You should then get back to the original problem that we had there, which is 2x squared minus 1x minus 10. Hope that helps.